Good evening and welcome to this evening's SBC News. The trial in firearms and prevention of terrorism will not start tomorrow as had been set. The Supreme Court has given the Anti-Corruption Commission and the defense team 14 days to file the application for variation concerning the payments of the Valabji couple's lawyer. In her submission in court yesterday, Laura Valabji's lawyer, Samantha Aglaé, said that even if the ACCS releases the fund shortly, considering the complexity and volume of evidence in the case, the Foreign Counsel will not be able to proceed with the trial as scheduled. Chief Justice Ronnie Govindan says that because of this contentious issue, the trial cannot proceed in a legal manner. It's been 35 years since the first case of HIV was detected in Seychelles. To commemorate HIV/AIDS Day, which is tomorrow, December the 1st, the National AIDS Council and the HIV/AIDS Support Organization, HASO, has organized an exhibition aimed at educating the population about the disease. The exhibition demonstrates the work accomplished by these two organizations during the 35 years and shows the means to be used against the infection of this disease and also against other sexually transmitted diseases. This exhibition is being held at the Orion Mall, where rapid tests are offered for screening HIV as part of the International Week declared to HIV testing. The National AIDS Council CEO, Dr. Anne Gabriel, says that in the past 2 years, there has been an increase in the number of people infected with the HIV virus and who have died. 29 people in 2021 and 23 people so far this year. And having more compassion and stopping stigma towards people who have HIV and AIDS is the message being spread by the National AIDS Council in collaboration with the Family Department, civil society and other associations during a mass which was celebrated at the Cathedral of the Immaculate Conception this afternoon to commemorate World AIDS Day, as we said, which is to be celebrated tomorrow. The First Lady, Linda Ramkalawan, the Principal Secretary for Youth and Sports, as well as the Chief Executive Officer of the National AIDS Council, members and staff from various ministries and members of the public were also in attendance. During Mass, Mrs. Ramkalawan and Dr. Gabriel lit a candle in memory of HIV/AIDS victims, people who are still living with the virus, and for people who are victims of violence. Dr. Gabriel has appealed to people to be united and understanding towards people with HIV/AIDS and their families. President Wavell Ramkalawan has expressed satisfaction after having visited coastal projects to reduce erosion and another one to mitigate flooding. The projects he visited were at Beauvallon, Oscoulette, as well as Corgat Estate.
At Beauvallon, President Ramkalawan, accompanied by the Minister responsible for Environment and Climate Change, Flavien Joubert, and the Minister for Land and Housing, Billy Rangasamy, inspected a seawall which has been constructed to prevent erosion of the beach. The President also spoke of the need to maintain cleanliness in this area. At Corgat Estate Montfleury, accompanied by district authorities, they also visited the boundary wall that has been constructed along the Rochon River to prevent flooding during heavy rainfall. At Oscoulette et Bilaza, the President saw for himself the progress of the work to construct a 280-meter-long wall along the beach to protect the road there. The President also stopped briefly at the Bilaza police station, which was closed since August due to health hazard. The renovation work on the building is due to start soon and will be completed by the end of the year.
And Cabinet, during its scheduled meeting today, chaired by President Ramkalawan, approved the new development plan for the Beauvallon Regatta site. The site will consist of a sports complex, an entertainment area, multi-story car park, food, beverage, artisanal and excursion kiosks. A green area will also be available for children's play. A number of policy and project memoranda were also approved during today's session. The University of Seychelles has renewed business relations with the Central Bank, Biodiversity and Conservation Centre, IBC, and the Silver Pearl Tours and Travel Agency. This was done through the signing of MOUs with each of the organization's representatives yesterday. In a ceremony that took place at the Manchester Theatre at University Campus, Anse Royal, Vice-Chancellor Joël Perrault signed the MOU on UNICEF's behalf.
It is a proud moment for all of us. It's important to have local engagement, but when you sign, then it becomes more serious, if I may say. And we have sort of an objective and a responsibility to deliver on the different projects that we put in the MOU. Because we can sign an MOU and just shelve it. But the three we've signed today, they are accompanied by specific projects, and I think those are the most successful ones. So thank you very much, and we wish all of us success through what we have just signed.
And the Director for Science and the Chair of the Island Biodiversity and Conservation, IBC, Gérard Camora, said the signing of the MOU with the University of Seychelles is for the IBC the chance to develop more scientific studies and conservation programs on the biodiversity of Seychelles. The IBC Centre, which is a non-governmental organization led by a group of scientists and specialists in biodiversity conservation, is based at UNICEF, and the University of Seychelles and the IBC started a joint venture 6 years ago.
During these last 6 years, we've been conducting a number of conservation programs on islands. For example, Grande Sœur, Sainte-Anne, Nîmes. We've been working also on Frégat, in Zunor. All these are our close partners. And our aim is to valorize, if I may say, the experience of Seychelles in biodiversity conservation and bring it in the University of Seychelles to train young conservationists, young biologists, so that they can take over from us and they can show all what we are doing here, and also if this experience is profitable to other countries around the world and in the region, then that will be very good.
The winners of the Seychelles Ocean Festival competition received their prizes recently. The participants were students from all primary and secondary state schools, as well as private schools. The importance and protection of seagrass was the theme of the competition, through which the students were able to interpret their own vision on the protection and importance of seagrass with educative poems, stories and artwork, which many were displayed in the exhibition. Andrea Visvanathan from International School won 2 prizes in the primary school category. She came out third for the story competition and first for the art competition.
I participated because now a lot of problems in the ecosystem are happening, like climate change and stuff like that. And seagrass is very crucial for the ecosystem. There's a lot of pieces of seagrass, like there's some here and one at the top.
Why do you think seagrass is important for the marine life?
Because fish, sea turtles, most of them depend on them for food, shelter, and necessities.
And with this, we come to the end of this news summary. Next on SBC is the second semi-final of the quiz program. And this evening, it's between Plaisance and Anse Boileau School. Thank you for watching. Have a pleasant evening.